Hey everyone, this is another story time, and this is the story time about the time that the police ran down on me with a ski mask on. The shit was crazy, but fucking, here it goes. Like a couple years ago, I was dating this dude or whatever, and he's a gangster because for some reason that's what the hell is attracted to me. I don't know what it is. They don't come out like that. They be nice and regular, and then once we together and stuff like that, it's like I guess the real them come out, and it's like I see some crazy shit, and it was never nothing like, oh, I seen a shitload of drugs or some weird shit or nothing, but like shit as far as with other niggas, like shooting at niggas, stabbing niggas, cutting niggas, beating niggas ass, like wild craziness that really sometimes wasn't even at that fucking level where it was like shit didn't even really need to be that crazy. But me and this ex-boyfriend, we gonna call him Todd. Me and Todd, me and Todd's relationship was so weird and fucked up. So I don't know if maybe it had something to do with my age. I don't know what the fuck it was, but it was like we hated each other so much but loved each other at the same fucking time. Where it's really true. There is a thin line between love and hate, because it's like one week we hate each other, next week we all in love. What it was bananas. So bananas that like my friends, his friends, nobody understood the shit. Like nobody got it. Like, you understand? Like, we wasn't like that in front of the family though. So like families didn't really know what the fuck was going on. But motherfuckers that was around us was like, yo, they are fucking crazy. But this is the story time. Okay, boom. I was living we gonna say Brooklyn. Like, you understand? Cause there's lurkers around or whatever, and I ain't got time for the bullshit. But anyway, we was living in Brooklyn. This was the first person that I ever like lived with. Like, it was the first, I would say, grown up ass fucking relationship, where we live together and we pay bills and we're doing what the grown ups fucking do. We street, but we still doing grown up shit. So now Todd was he just was, in the beginning, it was amazing. Like, I was like deeply, deeply in love with him, and we was deeply in love with each other. But what I didn't know is this nigga had some weird ass insecurity problems. That's why when they say you don't really know a person until you like move in with them, then you get to see the real them. And that's what the fuck happened. Where it was like the way he had it set up was basically he wanted me, I guess, to be like a housewife, or whatever and stuff like that. And, just take care of like the fucking kid and everything, because he had a son. So, me and his son was dumb cool. So that really wasn't a problem for me. But it was like he didn't want me to go anywhere without him. Like, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I have my own friends. And then the weird shit was he kept trying to treat this street shit like it was some mafia shit, where like if you've ever seen like the mafia movies, like the Goodfellas and fucking what's the other shit, the Godfather and all of that, like in their little culture, they mob shit, which is probably fine because they was raised that way, so it's normal to them. You only allowed to like hang, you only allowed to hang with the fucking circle, where it was like, I don't want to hang with your friends' girlfriends. Like, and it was no shade, because the whole time it was only one of his friends' girlfriends that I really was fucking with. Like, the rest of them, it was like I was their fucking psychiatrist. And then unfortunately for us, because they kept putting their little, relationship bullshit and problems, which the main problem was hold'em. And this is the gag, because he wasn't a hoe. So I'm not even gonna put him in the whole category. We didn't have them type of problems. We had control issue problems and shit. But bitches is calling me 3 o'clock in the morning because, like, the niggas is on the block, of course, or whatever and stuff. They out in the street doing what they do or whatever. Want to call me 3 o'clock in the morning because they're calling their husband, baby father, boyfriend, because it was a little mix of everything. Like, you understand, calling them, and they're not picking their fucking phone up. So because they know that my boyfriend is with them or whatever, they want to call me to call my boyfriend to tell their nigga to call them. So now, of course, like, females that be going, like, that talk too much. And that's the thing. That's probably why I'm not really a female like that. Like, I fuck with bitches, but sometimes people talk too fucking much. So certain friends of his, I just was like, I don't like your ass. And not because it was like, you know, sisterhood and solidarity and shit, because I really didn't know these chicks like that or whatever. Like, you know, technically speaking, I would technically supposed to be closer to the niggas because, you know, they was always at the house, you know what I'm saying, everything like that. Like, I know them. Like, I would just see the girlfriends when the other niggas needed to be driven some fucking where, because none of them had fucking cars. So, you know, I'm finding little things out that is not sitting right with me as far as with my motherfucking shit. And that's when, like, the wheels started turning. And then it was like the start of the fucking end almost with certain shit, where it was like when I would call, I always got a phone pickup. So that was never the problem. Like, you understand? But I'm like, damn, you just surrounded by hoes. I don't want you fucking hanging with these niggas. It's just like how when a nigga has a girlfriend and all her friends is hoes, y'all don't want them hanging with them because you don't want that shit rubbing off. You don't want to think that you accidentally got a hoe. Like, you just don't. So it goes the same way with females. So, like, I just went totally off fucking track. Like, I went all the way to the left. But anyway, back to the story time. Yeah, this was probably like, I would say a year into us living together. I done seen so much crazy shit in that short period of time with his ass, where at first it was cute. Some of the shit was cute and fun. Some of it, I'm not even gonna front, because I was ratchet. Some of that shit, it was entertaining. But a lot of that shit was like, nigga, like, are you okay? Do you need to, like, when you bagging up work and shit, do you need to put gloves on? Because, you know, drugs seep through people's pores and shit. So just because you not, you know, using the shit, you kind of using the shit. You understand? If you don't got no fucking gloves on. So I was just like, yo, this nigga is a level 1,000 on the gangster. Like, I was dating gangsters before him, but this nigga, like, trumped the fucking gangster card. Like, he's the only dude I've ever fucking seen in my life rob 3 niggas. And the crazy shit is, like, the niggas who started in the car robbed 3 niggas, made them get out the fucking car because he crazy. And the whole thing was that day he was trying to, I guess, prove a point to me why he got the apartment. Like, I don't need to be on the block with him no more. Like, I got this apartment for you to be comfortable. You and my son to be comfortable. You know, I don't want you on the block like that. But like I said, I was a little ratchet and turned up. So that shit was fun to me or whatever. I guess because it wasn't my real life. I don't know. But he was into a lot of shit. Like, he's a stick up nigga. Like, so I've been almost kidnapped because of fucking with him. Like, I used to have security. Like, so that's one thing I'll say with him. He's a street nigga that, you understand, he cares about the things that he loves, even though he may not show the shit, right? Because when that shit happened, I couldn't go no place by myself. Like, the store, he was sending niggas, and you know, niggas had that thing. He was pulling niggas out of cars, because I still to this day remember what the nigga looked like. Like, that shit is burnt into my fucking brain, what that person looked like that tried to fucking kidnap my ass. But, yeah, he was, you know, pulling niggas out the car and then calling me like, what he look like, babe? And I would describe him and let him go, he's wild like that. And, you know, he run his shit. So, back to the story again, because I just be rambling, because there's so much crazy fucking shit. Is you know, a lot of these story times is like they intermingling and shit, because there's just so much shit in my brain. But, yeah, this day I went to go to the laundromat. Now, around this time, this was the time, like I said, it's like we wasn't feeling each other like that. Like, we were still living together, but it was like, nigga, I don't really like you like that. And, you know, he was like on some, I'm gonna instill fear in you because you're not going nowhere. Where instead of him just being a better fucking person, that'd have been a whole lot simpler than trying to instill fear in me, because I kept, you know, rebelling towards that. So every time he would try to come aggressive, I would try to come a little more aggressive. Like, you're not gonna punk me, nigga. Like, I'm not these niggas in the street. Like, I'm supposed to be your mate. So if you want me to be, why would you want anybody to be with you that's scared of you? What kind of dumb shit is that? That's why I said that nigga had insecurity problems. But anyway, I went to the laundromat. And he was lazy. Like, I get it that you pay all the bills, but the gag was, you were so insecure, you did not want me to work. Nigga didn't want me to do shit. He felt like, okay, if I'm giving you money, I'm giving you money. What do you need to work for? Just take care of the house and stuff. But you giving me all this money, but I can't go no fucking where. You don't want me to go. So where am I supposed to spend this fucking money? What is the fucking point? When I used to go see my mother or whatever, and you know how sometimes if you're in a drop zone, they go straight to voicemail. Oh, you fucking. It was always I'm fucking and doing all this crazy shit. Where it was like, did I do anything to make you feel that way? No. So that's clearly something that's in your fucking brain. Because not trying to be funny, every bitch before me was trash looking and trash acting at the same time. So you know that's just pure garbage. You understand? Because it's not always all about looks. It's about your inside that's more important. But if you ugly on the outside and you ugly on the inside, like ew. So you understand? He didn't know how to deal with somebody like me. Like, oh wow, she's so pretty and she's so nice, and she, you know what I'm saying? His family like love me to death or whatever. They can't even stand his baby mothers, and I say mothers because yeah, he's one of those. But I went to the laundromat and I came back. I have 3 big ass bags of fucking clothes. You understand? I'm like, let me go upstairs. I'm going to leave this in the car. To make this simpler, because I'm not walking up and down. Like when he was like, you know, out and I was doing my errands and doing stuff like that. Okay, yes, I have to walk up and down. But today you're sitting in the house playing PlayStation. So why don't we just make this simpler or whatever? Because I cannot carry all this bullshit. So now I go all the way upstairs and I ask him to help me. This nigga says no. So I'm pissed off. I just look at him and I'm pissed off. I'm like, I'm not even going to argue with him. I'm going to go downstairs and sit in my motherfucking car. Because I used to do that a lot. I would go sit in my car, or like I would go to this older lady house that was like nice or whatever and stuff like that. And I would go sit and talk with her. But you know what I'm saying? Just to fuck with his mind and make him feel like I went all the way back to the Bronx. Like, you understand? And whatever the fuck. Like, I ain't want to be like bothered. So this day I just decided to go back down into my car, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch DVDs. Innocent enough, I'm sitting there watching the DVDs, and then something was like, look up. Now, mind you, me almost getting kidnapped happened 2 months before this shit. So when I looked up, all I see is this man, or I believe it's a man, because it was like his body frame was like a man or whatever and stuff. I knew it wasn't no female. Like, you understand? Running towards me in my car with a ski mask on. So because when I looked up, it was like I'm just looking like I froze. Because I froze and then my light flashed. And that shit was so fucking crazy because he was so close. And by the time I looked up, I'm like, yo, this is it. And I'm like, and I used to always say to myself, like, yo, I don't want to die because of this nigga. Because he was wild. Like, he used to fucking rob niggas. He used to beat niggas up. He was doing the most. So, you know, when niggas is scared to come at a nigga, they try to come at your bitch. Like, you understand? To sit there and send a message to you. Like, you understand? Like, oh, you fucked with something I care about. I'm going to fuck with something you care about. You understand? So, all I could do was just stare. And then I just was like, bracing myself in my mind, like, yo, my brain's about to be on this fucking passenger seat and shit, like, yo. So fucking the nigga, and wait, hold up, because I missed a very important fucking part. Excuse me. Rewind. Fucking, I was sitting in the car and I was watching the DVD. Todd came out the building. I watched Todd go up the block. Like, you understand? I ain't have shit to say. I didn't open the window and be like, oh, where you going? Because I really didn't give a fuck because I was mad. So when Todd came back down the block, Todd stopped and opened my passenger door and passed me a gun. So I'm sitting here looking, because this was the thing. Todd was very gangster but very stupid at the same fucking time. Where it's like, if you shouldn't have guns up. So I'm not, you know what I'm saying? If it's illegal in your shit, I'm not saying you should have one. But in some situations in whatever life, it's better for you to just, you know, have one instead of just taking the shit and dying. But he used to like to buy shit off the street. Like, use shit from people, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucking shit that they done had for 5-10 years. Like, you understand? That shit probably got a shitload of bodies. You don't know what the fuck is on there, because when the police just do the ballistics, they don't care about the time and the place. They don't care about none of that shit. They just know there was a murder. This bullet matches the ballistic on this bullet. It is in your possession. You're going to jail for that murder or murders or whatever the fuck is going on. So when he passed it, and that's the thing. Todd was a survivalist, and that's the whole thing where it's like, I loved him, but it was like, use a snake. Like, I'm in love with a snake. What is this? Because you understand, I always had that feeling, like he would, if it would came to jail, like he would throw me under the bus, like, you understand, and then expect me to understand, like, yo, if you love me, you know, you would want me to be free, like, you understand, some little stupid shit like that. So I just was like, what the fuck is going on? Because it's not like he explained shit, and the way that he came to the car, it was like he went and did something. So I go, because I had a stash in the car. And this is the thing, because when I was younger, I was good at, I could make a stash in anybody's fucking shit. Like, anybody's shit. And this story time I'm talking about, that shit was proven and fucking tested. Fucking, I put the shit away. I went back to watching the DVD. Now we back to the part, that as far as the ski mask part. Now, when the man ran there, I told you, I was sitting there, like, bracing myself, like, this nigga about to put one in my dome. This is the end of the shit. Now, the nigga starts banging on the window. So when he was banging on the window, I was still a little stuck, but then it was like, it's like I clicked in. And it was like, all right, clearly this motherfucker don't want to kill me. Like, you understand? Because why is he banging on the window? So now because I'm frozen and I'm like, I don't fucking know what's going on here, I didn't roll the window down. So now he's like, roll the window down, roll the window down. So I guess because, you know, he has a ski mask on. So I don't know that this is the police. I don't know who the fuck this is, because he didn't have nothing that said I'm police. You understand? Till he pulled out his badge. He pulls out his badge. So now in my mind, like, I got calm and then I got scared again, because I knew what the fuck was in that car. Like, you understand? So the fact was that when he came and dropped it off, this shit happened literally 5 minutes after he did it. So either they synced you or whatever it was. I don't know what fucking happened with that. But when the badge came out and then he took the ski mask on, 5 other officers, they just came out of nowhere, all plain clothes. So I'm like, yo, I'm about to go to jail, yo. Because I'm just thinking about, like, mad shit that me and him was doing, just mad shit. So I just was like, yo, I'm about to go to jail because of this dumb nigga. Like, I'm really about to go to fucking jail or whatever. So now, when they came out, it's always one asshole officer. And you would think the nigga with the ski mask on was going to be the asshole. But no, it was some little short person or whatever and stuff. So he comes, he's like, oh, turn the car off. Put the key on the dashboard and give me your license. So I'm like, all right, cool. So when I gave it to him, the license picture that I had at the time, I was stupid high in that picture. But it's like, police in New York is dickheads. They think like everything is a joke. Like, you understand? Because it's like whatever situation they got you in. I don't want to laugh with you. I really don't. Like, you understand? Because it's like, it ain't funny. So he's like, oh, you got any crack in the car? So when he said this shit, I was like, did this nigga just really just flat out just ask me if I got crack in the car or whatever and stuff? So I was like, no, I don't have crack in the car. I don't use crack. So then he was like, oh, but do you sell some? So I was like, officer, no, I don't sell drugs. So then now he's like, oh, because where we live, it was a college that was directly across the street or whatever. So I was sitting literally directly in front of the college, and it was a Sunday. And, you know, of course, the shit was closed. So, mind you, there's nothing but meters, too, on that side where I was living at. So now, the officer, when he said that dumb shit, and it was like, no, whatever. And he's like, oh, okay, so what are you doing sitting here? So that's the thing. When an officer could be a jackass, because I know that I'm not doing nothing illegal, I'm going to be a fucking jackass with your ass, too. I'm going to crack my own little stupid jokes and say stupid shit, too. I'm not going to say nothing smart, but I'm going to say something to make you feel fucking dumb. So he's like, oh, do you go to this school here? So I was like, no, I don't go to this school here. So then he was like, oh, so then why you sitting here? I was like, because I'm sitting here watching a DVD. That's why I'm sitting here. So then he's like, oh, but you don't go to the college. I said, well, anyway, I was like, listen, there's meters here or whatever and stuff like that. Like, I don't have to go to the college. I don't have to do nothing. I can sit here and park on the street if I want to and sit here and do absolutely nothing. And then I was trying to throw him off to get these motherfuckers the fuck away from me. So then they looked in the car and they seen all of the bags of clothes. So now, when they looked, they was like, why you got all these clothes in here? So I was like, listen, I'm homeless, sir, or whatever. I have no place to stay. I was kicked out where I was. And all my life is in here. That's why all that stuff is in there. Anything else? So now, because I done went through a mini heart attack 2 times, and he want to crack jokes, now he comes and he opens the passenger door. So now he wants to come in there and look at shit. Where you could have asked me to get the fuck out the car at least. Like, you understand? But, or maybe not, because he probably would have planted some shit for all I fucking know. So maybe that was a good thing. So now, I don't know why, but in the glove compartment, I had a pair of thongs in there. Don't ask me why. And I used to call them like my lucky thong or whatever and stuff. Like, I don't know. It might have been on that day when something drastic fucking happened and then we got it. Oh, wait, I don't know how the fuck they became lucky, but that's what the fuck they was. And they had these little cherries and shit on it. So now, Officer Dickhead, you understand, decides, oh, these is nice. Like, you understand, well, now you violent, and mind you, there's no bitch on the scene. I'm here with niggas. Y'all supposed to call somebody. Y'all really not supposed to even be really doing this shit until there's a bitch there, because you understand, y'all are human just like anybody else. So just because somebody's a officer does not mean that they can't be a rapo or a pedophile. You understand? It's just a job. Now, he goes, oh, somebody, I see you riding dirty. And them shits was clean. So you understand? Like, so it wasn't no fucking shit like that. But he was trying to be cute because he was white. I'm sorry. And he wasn't cool white. He was corny white. So it just was like, okay, nigga. Now, this is the part where shit got critical for me. And I had to really channel some fucking acting skills. Because the nigga started fiddling with shit. Now, it wasn't the fact that he was fiddling with shit, like looking through shit. But where he was touching and fiddling, that's where the fuck I hid the shit at. So it was like, when I seen that, it was like, all in my mind, I was like, yo, I'm dumb young. I'm going to be in jail for dumb long. I don't fucking want to go to jail. What am I going to do? Now, mind you, the whole time, Todd, he's in the hallway. He's looking at me. This dumb motherfucker decides to call my fucking cell phone. You see what the fuck is happening. So do you really think that I could pick the phone up? Now, Todd's name was not Todd in my phone. Because any boyfriend that I have, you get one of them little cutesy-wootsy little names and shit. Like, you understand? So it was something little cutesy, something that you call like a little baby or whatever. So the officer picked the phone up and kept asking me, okay, who's Doodles? So I was like, oh, that's my little brother. Like, you get what I'm saying? He's probably calling to check on me, blah, blah. He put the phone down. I'm like, cool. Now, when he goes back to fiddling, where the fuck he's fiddling, that's when the acting skills, I just started crying. I started crying and I started screaming. Because there was people outside walking and stuff, right? And this is the thing. Because they did not call no fucking female, that's why I was able to get that shit the fuck off. Because if they had a bitch there, I wouldn't have got that shit the fuck off at all, by no fucking means. But I started crying and screaming. So now Officer Dickhead is like, why are you crying? Why are you crying and screaming? Stop crying. And I was like, no, leave me alone. This is harassment. This is harassment. I suffer from depression. This is harassment. What are you doing? So, you know, now, of course, people going to stop and they're going to fucking look. And then it was like, they was dickheads anyway. And that's why I felt like I was going to jail. Because these was plainclothes officers. And then there's the fucking blue and white that y'all fucking called that's on the wrong side of the street with lights on. You understand? So it's like you bringing attention anyway. So because he's in there, and I was just like, just no. He was like, shh. He was like, stop crying, stop screaming. Stop crying, stop screaming. And he was like, you're not going to jail, you're not going to jail. And I said, so if I'm not going to jail, why are you fucking with me? Why are you, leave me alone? Didn't I just tell you I'm fucking homeless? I'm trying to get myself together and I almost had a heart attack because you running at cars with ski mask on. Leave me the fuck alone. So then he was like, shh, shh, shh. Shh, please stop crying and screaming. Please, you making a scene. I was like, all right, you just said I'm not going to jail. So, like, leave me alone. I'll stop screaming and crying when you leave. When y'all fucking leave, I'll stop the screaming and crying. But as long as y'all here harassing me, there's not even a female here. What did I do? What is all of these people here for? What's going on? You understand? So now, they're all fucking nervous because now a crowd is forming. It's a fucking crowd forming because they're like, clearly, it's a female screaming. Her door's open. It's no fucking female there. It's nothing but niggas there. Like, you understand what's going on and shit. So then he was like, shh, all right, we leaving. You gonna stop crying and screaming? You gonna stop? Say yes. As soon as y'all get in y'all car and you go, I'ma stop. As soon as y'all see y'all walk off and like that, I'm gonna stop. But as long as you here, because I don't know what you looking for. I was sitting here minding my business. So then he was like, no, we just wanted to know because the guy, that's why I was like, Todd is a survivalist. You went up the block and did some whack shit and then tried to fucking pouring the shit off on my motherfucking punk ass. Because the whole thing with Todd is Todd in his fucking borough, all the fucking precincts know who the fuck Todd is because he did something to make the papers and beat it, like, and they couldn't believe the shit. So anytime he would get locked up for dumb shit, it was almost like going to the zoo. Like, they would, like, you know, partners would call their friend, like, yo, this is Todd, ha ha ha, this is Todd right here, this is the guy. Like, you understand, all this stupid shit. So it was like, he goes, who was the guy that came to your car? So I was like, huh? Now, mind you, where we lived in a nice area, but it was still the project. It was still the hood. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, everybody know everybody in the hood, but don't really know everybody, if you get my drift. So now, he was like, who's the guy that came to your car? I said, I don't know him. So he was like, oh, if you don't know him, why would he just open your door up like that and then just leave like that? I said, I don't know him. I know of him. I speak to him. I say hi because I've seen him around the neighborhood, but I don't know that dude. I don't fucking know him. And he's like, oh, well, are you sure? Because that's a very bad man. That's a very, very dangerous, very bad man. So I was just like, okay, well, I don't know. I don't hang with him. So if he is a bad man and a dangerous man, he's not going to be bad and dangerous to me because I don't hang around him. He opened the door just to be funny to say hi. Like, I don't know why he opened the fucking door. So then he's like, oh, you sure he didn't give you anything? I said, he didn't give me nothing. I don't know him like that. So then he's like, oh, what building he live in? I was like, officer, didn't I tell you I don't know this man? I know him from walking around. I done seen him a couple times when I was going to the store. I don't fucking know. Go check all the buildings. I couldn't even tell you even what apartment he lived in if I could tell you the building. Because I don't hang with that man, officer. So I thought y'all was leaving or whatever and stuff because you are giving me an anxiety attack. And I don't want to go to the hospital. So can you please leave? So now, thank the Lord, they left. I'm pissed the fuck off now because now I feel like, yo, Todd tried to set me the fuck up. You clean tried to set me the fuck up, you bitch ass nigga. So when I came in the building, because he's there watching the whole fucking time. So now, he tried to hug me and kiss me. I was like, yo, don't touch me. So he was like, no, I thought they was going to. I was like, no, you knew that they was going to do some fuck shit. I'm leaving. I don't want to live with you no more. I don't like you as a person. I want to go. Stop trying to touch me. So when we got on the elevator and we went up there, as soon as we got in the house, I started packing shit. So when I started putting stuff in luggage, he kept trying to take shit out and put it back in the drawer as I was putting it. I was like, stop touching my shit. I want to leave. I want to leave because you set me the fuck up. And he's like, oh, what you mean I set you up? Why would you? I was like, because why when you came and gave me something that you shouldn't have, because you should have just kept walking and went in the fucking house with it, because none of this shit would have happened. He's like, oh, but they didn't find it though. Like, I was like, it wasn't the fact of that. Because if they decided to take me out the car and tear my shit the fuck up and start moving shit, you understand, they would have found it. By the grace of whatever, that shit didn't go to the left. I don't trust being with you. If you want to do fuck shit, you need to let me know what's going on. I don't trust my freedom fucking with your ass. And I'm not going to be one of them bitches sitting in jail and then bitches is like, oh, why you here? And I'm like, I'm here because of a nigga. If I'm going to jail, I'm going to be in jail because of me. I'm not going to be in jail because of nobody else. That's why when I used to always do shit, I did shit by myself, because I'm not going to tell on my fucking self. But this nigga, he tried it. My fucking heart, I swear to God, this shit was still going fucking crazy. But that's the story time about the time that the police ran down on me with a ski mask on. Hope y'all enjoyed. I think it's kind of short. I don't know.